Okay, hello everyone. These are my 9 people,
Ashton.
as well as the camera person. Have you ever wondered what it's like to travel at the speed of a plane taking off? I've been interested in the automotive world for as long as I can remember, and what's most prevalent about it is Formula One racing. Formula One may not seem interesting to most, but when in actuality, without it, our cars can't improve the way that they have in the past. The purpose of this speech is to demonstrate how Formula One racing to my audience by explaining what it is, what a team is made up of, and some of the basic components of the car. First, I'll give you some overall information about the sport, and then I'll follow it with a breakdown of a pit crew and what each person's role is, and then after that, finally, I'll do a breakdown of some of the parts of the car and what role they play in a race, which leads me to my first point. Formula One is the epitome of high-speed racing around the world, with a history going all the way back to the end of World War II. And with that, like most things, Formula One evolved with faster cars, more regulations, and improved safety. And the creators of these rules and regulations is the FIA. The FIA recently implemented a new rule for safety feature on the car called the halo, which is circled here. The halo is a piece of titanium that allows the driver to be safe should the car flip over or debris come towards the driver's head. With all that goes into Formula One racing, it's not a simple thing at all, least of all the pit crew. The pit crew consists of 20 to 21 people per team. 2 people who jack the car up, 2 people who keep it stable while jacked, 3 people per tire for a total of 12, 1 to remove the worn out tire, 1 who works the gun to remove the single wheel lug nut, and 1 who puts the new tire on, 2 people who adjust the front wing, 1 person who has a fire extinguisher, and 1 to 2 people who watch the pit lane to help avoid accidents from happening. And with a team like this, they train year-round, acting like the engines that are in the cars that they work on, fast and efficient. In 2016 at the European Grand Prix, the world record was made for the fastest pit stop by Team Williams with a score of with a time of 1.92 seconds, shown here. Which leads me to my next point. The car itself. It wouldn't be a racing sport without the car. Some of the components of the car are the tires. There's 7 different types of dries in varying compounds to allow more grippiness, or not so much. And then 2 types of wet, which are for the severity of how wet the track is. And then you also have components on the car other than the wheel, like the rear wing. The rear wing has the special feature called DRS, which is a drag reduction system, allowing the car to go faster, creating less drag by opening a slot in the rear wing, where on this car it says Renault. And then you have the front wing, right in front of the front wheels, which helps make downforce so the front wheels can actually have traction, making these high-speed turns at over 120, 130 miles an hour. And then you have the rear diffuser. The rear diffuser creates a vacuum underneath the car, making even more suction to the ground, allowing it to get even higher speeds. And the last part of the car is the engine itself. It's a 1.6 liter V6 turbocharged hybrid engine that has been used since 2014, creating more than 1,000 horsepower and 15,000 RPM. Obviously, I'm just touching on some of the components of the car, but due to the time constraints of this presentation, I can't go through everything. Today, I've introduced you to some of the intricacies of Formula One racing by telling you, or giving you some basic knowledge of the sport, by telling you how a pit crew works, and by giving you some information about the parts of the car. In summary, I hope to have demonstrated to you that Formula One is not only exciting, but it brings because it's on a world stage, it brings fans together to enjoy the thrill of the sport. And this is just an image of a concept car for the future of F1. Thank you.
Yay! Excellent.